Hello, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Guys, it is a Christmas miracle. A Christmas miracle just occurred right before my eyes just 2 minutes ago, guys. The Trojans, my Lady Trojans USC, Juju Watkins, they just beat UConn, the Huskies, at their own court, their own territory, their own home. The final score, the UConn Huskies had 70 points. USC Trojans had 72 points. Again, this was an exciting game. I actually thought towards the end, again, they was being sloppy on both sides of the ball, mainly USC. Again, I told y'all, I've been rooting since yesterday. I did my game predictions video. I said I'm going to be rooting for USC Trojans. I like them just a little bit more. Okay, I wanted them to win instead of the underdog. When you compare them up against the UConn Huskies, the UConn Huskies guys beat them 3 games in a row, back to back consecutively. These past games when they actually had to match up with the Trojans. But you know what? The Trojans came out swinging. Pow. They punched UConn in the mouth and the face first, okay? In the first quarter, they went on a run. It was 9-0. Huskies didn't put up nothing until they got a foul. They drew a foul from USC Trojans. That was when they was actually able to put up at least 2 points due to the free throw line. Again, it was such aggressiveness in this game. But the freaking UConn was getting did like some dishes, y'all. They was getting did like some dishes in the first half. It wasn't until the third quarter when they kind of showed up and showed out. They were starting to cook up. They actually outscored USC Trojans in the third quarter. Again, shout out to Kiki Era Finn, Juju Watkins, and Kennedy Smith. Okay, Kennedy Smith was a monster out there in the third quarter. That block she gave girl, I think number 12 of the UConn Huskies. I don't know who she is. Right? I don't even recognize her face. Don't know her name. But Kennedy Smith literally pushed that ball up to the moon. Let's talk about the game leaders. Of course, you got Juju Watkins. Okay, she put up 25 points. She went 9 for 16 for field goals, and she was 4 for 5 for the free throw line. And then Sarah Strong for the UConn Huskies, she put up 22 points. She was 8 for 15 for the field goals, and she was 5 for 7 for the free throw line. In the first quarter, USC scored 24 points, whereas UConn scored 15 points. Second quarter, USC had 18 points. UConn had 14 points. The third quarter, this is when the UConn low-key went on a run on us. In the third quarter, USC scored 13 points. UConn scored 20 points. The fourth and final quarter, USC scored 17 points, and UConn scored 21 points. Again, for field goal percentage for the overall team stats, UConn's field goal percentage was 43.5%. USC's was 49.2%. And then for three-point percentage, this is when it got real bad for UConn. UConn was only 26.1%. Whereas USC was 56.3%, guys. The accuracy for them 3 points, it matters, okay? For turnovers, USC, again, like even Juju Watkins, they sloppy with the ball. You got to take care of the ball. For the turnovers, UConn had 13, whereas USC had 18. And then for rebounds, it was almost neck to neck. UConn had 32 rebounds, whereas USC had 33 rebounds. Again, guys, in this game, it was anticipated. We was not expecting them to play many minutes or any minutes at all. Both AZ Fudd for the UConn Huskies and Kennedy Smith for the USC Trojans, they were able to show up and show out and do a little bit for this game. Now, I ain't gonna lie, AZ Fudd, she ain't really put up much, okay? She ain't have the rent money. But freaking Kennedy Smith, on both offensively, the offensive end and the defensive end, Kennedy Smith came and showed up in this game. Again, guys, this game had me on the edge of my seat. I actually had to FaceTime my mom, gave her the password to YouTube TV. We just shared a password. Now she was watching the game too. She called me, I called her at the same time about that third quarter Kennedy Smith block again. That was mind blowing. I literally said, God damn, out loud, like hella loud. Hopefully my neighbors ain't asleep. They only way to sleep. Again, I ain't gonna lie, when I watch women's basketball, I get very excited, I get very passionate and loud. I can become aggressive. But I ain't gonna lie, that block just did something to me. Kennedy Smith has my full attention. What's very interesting about Kennedy Smith is, and again, I'm not the only one who holds this opinion. A lot of people will say the same thing. Kennedy Smith literally looks and plays her playing style of basketball. She reminds me so much of Juju Watkins. They said like she's just like a more evil version of her, if you will, like right, just just as a saying about her playing style. It was like, you know what, Juju Watkins, okay, Kennedy Smith, that's her treacherous twin. I know it hurts. I know UConn is upset. I know Coach Gino, Paige Bueckers, a.k.a. Paige Buckets. Again, guys, they just got whooped last week by Notre Dame, okay, away from home. And now they just got whooped by USC Trojans at their home, their turf, their territory. I know it hurts, okay? And it's just some days before Christmas. It's the holiday season, okay? But again, it's like they were just playing so sloppy in that first half. The second half, again, they became really aggressive. I was scared for the Trojans. They would attack them girls, okay? The way that they would swarm Juju Watkins, it was like watching a swarm of bees on a drop of honey. It was just crazy. And then Juju Watkins, low-key, Juju Watkins had a minor injury, or she was feeling some sort of pain in the third quarter. She briefly sat out. I saw her kind of limp away, and she was like, seen on camera on the bench, just in agony. Her face was in pain. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. You cannot do this to me right now. Again, I'm still a fan of UConn. Don't get it twisted. I still love them girls. I respect them girls, specifically Paige, Bueckers. Shout out to her. Again, but like, y'all was not really cooking up. A lot of people was on Twitter saying that KK Arnold was actually keeping the UConn Husky girls in the game. Shout out to the Trojans. Shout out to Juju Watkins. Guys, comment down below your thoughts on tonight's game. It was so exciting.